I have some very bad news. It is finally time to replace my beloved Sennheiser HD280 Pros with a brand new pair of Sennheiser HD280 Pros. Yes, these things are so good that after 5 years of gallant service, I replaced them with the exact same thing. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why. Hi, my name is Pete, and this is Studio Live today, where my goal is to help you create, record, and release your best music. And if you're a home studio or mobile studio creator, a good set of monitor headphones are pretty essential for your setup. And for nearly 5 years now, I've been using and recommending these, the Sennheiser HD280 Pro. But as you can see, mine are looking a little bit worn here. We've got some wear and tear on the top headband and around these ear cups. I've also happened to have stepped on these a couple of times, which is definitely not Sennheiser's fault. That's Clumsy Pete's fault. But yeah, this cup in particular has some indentation. They still work. They're still great, but I just needed a refresh. So after 5 years, it is time to unbox a brand new pair, and I'll let you know why I like them. Oh, and if you think I'm being super wasteful, don't worry. Sennheiser do sell this kit, which is a replacement headband and ear cup. So I will be restoring some new life into my old pair so they can be some spares here in the studio. And there are links to where you can pick up the HD280s as well as the replacement kit down in the description. Let's now jump inside the box and give you a tour of these magnificent headphones. There they are. Don't they look stylish? Yes, we've got the nice foldable design here that makes them nice and compact. So if you're throwing them in your kit bag, they're going to go well. They've got the rotatable ear cups there, and these are some of the softest bits of foam you're ever going to come across. So let's dive in, and I'm going to go through some of the specs and the reason that I just can't stop using these headphones. Now, sound quality and performance is obviously important with studio monitors, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But first, let's take a look at the practical things. The first thing I love about these is the oval shaped ear cups here that go right around my big melon. So they're super comfortable for long wearing sessions. The second thing I love is this curly cord. Now, it looks like a pretty short cord, but see how it's coiled? That is a lifesaver. That has saved me many times from it being pulled out of various gear, which protects this thing over here, which is our connection. And this one has a really nice screw-onable, that's a word, I just made it up, connector. So you got your 3.5mm jack there, and when you want to go to a 1/4 inch, you just screw it on, and it's nice, secure, snug fit. So practicality is super cool with these headphones. And just so you can see exactly what I mean with this cable, take a look at that. That's some stretchiness there. So you've actually got a heap of cable to play with because you've got masses of this coiled part, and that is great for connecting up to your audio interfaces, your mixers, and all of your other devices. Let's jump in and take a closer look at these beauties, shall we? So there we go. The cups themselves have a fabric inside there and a bit of additional padding around the outside. We've got our nice, soft, padded foam cups that just feel very nice to touch, and that same foam in 2 different places up the top here. Now, the plastic construction of these, you can see there, this ain't no flimsy plastic. I mean, yes, it is plastic, but it is really solid. So as you saw from my old pair, the plastic has lasted fine. It's only the foam parts that have started getting a bit ratty. And remember, that's after 5 years. So I'm expecting another happy 5 years out of these little babies. Now, the one thing I do find weird, here is my old ones on the left and the new ones here on the right, is that they don't tell you what side is left and right. So the old ones here have an L and an R there. These ones don't have that. And they've got this sort of slightly more simple design here on there. And they've got their Sennheiser logo up there, which is missing on the old one. So these are actually the 2nd generation. But as far as the specs go, they're exactly the same. Speaking of specs, here they are. You can hit pause if you want to see these in detail, but the important ones are that they are a closed back headphone. They have a frequency response of 8 to 25,000 hertz, and they are 64 ohm, which means that they're going to work with the majority of your gear. Basically, the higher ohm headphones need some pretty strong amplifiers to actually run, whereas these are going to work fine with pretty much anything that you throw them at. Now, as I just mentioned, these are closed back headphones, which simply means that no sound escapes from the back. Now, that's important if you want to isolate your audio, which if you are tracking your vocals or other sounds, you want to ensure you can do that. It just means that your microphone won't pick up any sound coming out of these, or at least it won't pick up much, because these seal around your ears and that keeps all of the audio isolated when you're recording. Now, when it comes to mixing and mastering, many folks prefer an open back headphone. However, these definitely do a great job with mixing and mastering. They have a really flat response, which means they're not going to hype the bass or the treble. And once you use these for a while, you get so used to how every bit of music sounds across the whole frequency range that you get a really nice balanced mix. So whether you're tracking, mixing, or mastering, these really are a great all-rounder. Now, these are by no means the only studio monitor headphones worth considering. There are heaps of good ones made by AKG, Audio-Technica, Sony, and others. I just personally have found that these are the most comfortable, the most reliable, and just get the job done when it comes to recording, mixing, and mastering in my home studio. So there you go. Now, I know this was a very quick review and we only just scratched the surface. If you're a headphone junkie or an audiophile, there's a bunch of specs and links down there that you can check out if you want more detail. These retail for around about $100 US and your country equivalent. So once again, there are also links to where you can pick up a pair. And of all the folks I've recommended these to, no one yet has come back and said, Pete, that was a bad idea, and I'm disappointed. So take that for what it is. There are other headphones, as I said, that you can check out. And you can also check out my gear guide, which is also linked in the description. Thanks for watching this one. Happy creating. I'll see you next time.